How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're finally going to be continuing What If Monaito and Kami Swap Places. I know it's been a very long time since the last part, but I was waiting for the Granola arc to continue some more before I continued, as I didn't want any major plot points I'd write to be retconned away. I think we're all good for now, though. So, if you missed the previous two parts, make sure to click the link up above to check out the playlist so you can get all caught up. Before we continue, if you like this series and want to see it continued, let's see if we can get this part to 400 likes. If we can hit that, then I'll make sure to continue with another part. As always, huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons for all of your continued support, as it really helps to keep the channel going. With all that out of the way, let's get right back into this scenario. We last left off with Goku, Raditz, Krillin, Tien, Chaozu, and the warrior Namekians going to fight off the incoming Saiyans. These guys have trained hard for a whole year to be prepared for the Saiyan invasion, and decide that they are ready. Raditz is very nervous to fight them as he knows how powerful Vegeta can be, but since his scouter broke after using on the warrior Namekians, he knows that they must at least be on his level. Vegeta and Nappa arrive on the planet and go to the location of our heroes. The two taunt Raditz for abandoning them and joining up with these loser Earthlings. This is the last act of defiance that he'll ever make on them, and he better get ready to meet his end. Goku stops them from talking by saying they're not going to get away with taunting his brother like that, and they're ready to face them. Vegeta thinks this low class is hilarious, though it does say it's impressive how they got these Namekians on their side, as they're known to be pretty powerful. Nappa can certainly deal with them though. Raditz, deciding to be confident, says that no, Nappa will be fighting him, as he wants to prove his worth. Nappa continues to make fun of the weakling Raditz until Raditz goes to fight and completely kicks his ass. Vegeta is left dumbstruck as Nappa is beaten to the dirt without Raditz even breaking a sweat. Raditz laughs in victory, as he tells Nappa that's what he deserves for making fun of him after all these years. Vegeta isn't a fan of Raditz proving him wrong, and he shoots a beam directly through his chest to shut him up, and then a beam to Nappa's head to end his life for embarrassing him. Raditz spits up blood and falls to the ground in pain. Goku screams out in anger and rushes Vegeta to stop him. Vegeta is still stronger than Goku here, though even without the King Kai training, Goku is a force to be reckoned with, and can hold off Vegeta for a little. Luckily, the Namekian healer comes over to heal up Raditz back to full health, granting him a Zenkai in the process. He has now jumped from 13,000 to 18,000, matching Vegeta's power level exactly. Goku continues his fight against Vegeta, though he realizes pretty quickly how dangerous this enemy is, and now he's not going to let him toy around. Luckily for him, Raditz comes in to help out his brother, and both of them together are definitely more than enough for Vegeta to handle, since Raditz now has the same power as him. He's hard enough to handle on his own, but since Goku is there to help as well, he's not putting up a good fight. This enrages Vegeta to no end, as he can't believe these two low-class scum are actually besting him. He won't stand for this humiliation, and blasts them off and flies into the air. He says he won't let these scumbags treat him like this, and fires a blast at Krillin to distract them. Goku and Raditz turn to see the blast going at Krillin, and as they turn, Vegeta appears behind them and rips their tails clean off. The two yell out in pain as Vegeta flies into the air and looks directly at the moon above him. Since there is no Piccolo existing here, the moon would still be intact, so Vegeta is able to use it to its fullest and transform into a Great Ape. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the video, but it's sponsorship time. This video is sponsored by Fandom Ion, who sells some really great anime and manga merch, and a bunch of other cool merch for some pretty cool prices, such as Marvel merch as well for all you Marvel nerds like me. If you want to get these fine items for an even lower price, then make sure you click the link in the description down below and put in the discount code DAMON for not 5% off, but 10% off of your order. Again, that's code DAMON for 10% off of your order. Hopefully, you won't regret your purchases. Now, let's get back into the video. Raditz can't believe that all that Great Ape training went to waste, since without their tails, they have no way to match the Great Ape Vegeta. Vegeta begins to wreck the others with his strength in this form. Since he didn't need to use his own power to make a fake moon, he is at a full power as a Great Ape, which makes him even more dangerous. The others try to do the best that they can, including Krillin with a Destructo Disc to the tail, but all of these fail, and Vegeta knocks them aside. The Namekians aren't enough for Vegeta's massive power, and even with them bouncing around to try to get the tail, Vegeta grabs them and crushes them to death. Tien fires his Tri-Beam to stop him, but it just tickles to the ape, and eventually, Chaozu is squished by his finger. Goku, Raditz, Krillin, and Tien are the only ones left. Though, after getting hit once, they are all pretty much defeated. Vegeta is way too strong for them, so much so that they're all crippled now. The healer Namekian could come out to save them, but once he does, he knows he'll get killed by Vegeta, so he can't risk going out. The others are all too crippled to move, and Vegeta goes to blast them all away with his mouth beam, until he begins to stop moving. He feels like he is reverting back, but he doesn't know how. He turns to see that his tail is still there, so what could possibly be doing this? As Vegeta is screaming out and reverting back to normal, the healer Namekian comes over to the others to begin healing them one at a time. Vegeta eventually is back to normal and looks up to the moon to see what happened, and he sees that it is no longer a full moon. How is that possible? Well, up on the lookout, Manito was watching the whole battle from below, and since no one could defeat the Great Ape, he reluctantly took matters into his own hands and used the Dragon Balls to wish for the moon to revert back to only a crescent moon this night. Since this is a very simple wish from Tarambo, there is no catch, and the full moon is now a crescent. While Vegeta is looking up into the sky confused, Raditz grabs onto his tail and yanks it off, asking him how he likes it. Vegeta roars in rage and begins to fight it out with him once more. Though Vegeta is weakened now that he is back to normal, and Raditz has been fully healed back up with a Zenkai, so he obviously has the upper hand here. The two fight with Raditz, really landing the heavy blows now, and even when Vegeta unleashes his Gallic Gun, Raditz can easily counter with a double Sundae and blow Vegeta away. Vegeta is on the ground now, crippled himself, with Raditz going to finish him off for good. Goku stops him, however, saying that they can't kill him. Raditz asks why the hell not, with Goku replying that even though he seems bad right now, so did he when they first met, and if somebody like Raditz can change, then Vegeta definitely can too. Raditz can't believe that Goku would suggest sparing his life after what he's done. But Goku really wants to fight him again and see if he can actually win this time and maybe join their side. So he should let him go. Even though Raditz doesn't agree at all, he's too busy arguing with his brother, and Vegeta crawls into his pod and escapes the planet. Even though Raditz is furious, he knows that he is a lot stronger than Vegeta now, so in the future, he should be able to handle him again. Once Vegeta is gone, the gang all head up to the lookout to once again use the Dragon Balls and bring back to life all those that were killed. The Namekians and Chaozu are brought back easily, and it seems the day is saved. The Saiyans are gone, and now there really isn't a threat that they know of. There's no need for everybody to try and go to Namek, as the Dragon Balls here are all good, and since these guys weren't even dead for a day, Taranbo is able to bring them back with no issues or catches at all. Sure, they don't need to worry for Vegeta, but Raditz says that he hopes Vegeta doesn't try and go and get Frieza, as Frieza is the fiercest being in the universe, and he doesn't know if they can all stop him. Goku says that they just need to make sure not to have their tails exposed next time, and if this Frieza ever does show up, then they can rely on their Great Ape form to stop him. Raditz doesn't exactly think that will help at all, but as long as he continues training with his brother, maybe they can bring Frieza to justice. Plus, he may be able to make a new home here for himself, which would be the first place to call home since his planet was destroyed. As the Z Fighters go off to continue their training to get stronger, Vegeta goes off to heal himself and come up with a way to defeat these low-class warriors. He doesn't know too much about the Dragon Balls, as he may have overheard it once through Raditz's scouter, but he doesn't know much, so in turn, Frieza doesn't know much about them, and most likely would not be heading to Namek either. What Frieza is interested in now, though, is the planet Earth. He heard through the scouters how there are strong beings on Earth, and even some very powerful Namekians. What are Namekians doing on Earth? One's as strong as that. He's curious to find out, and maybe he can recruit some of these guys to join in his army. Since he doesn't know about the Dragon Balls, he doesn't want to go down there himself, and decides to send off the Ginyu Force to Earth to deal with these guys. Vegeta hears these orders and realizes that if the Ginyus are involved, then he won't have any chance of killing these scum himself. So he needs to head back to Earth to make sure that Frieza doesn't one-up him himself. It'll take a few months for them to get there, but right now, the Ginyu Force and Vegeta are heading to Earth. Will the Z Fighters be able to stop them? Well, make sure you tune in next time to find out. Hope you all enjoyed this part of the Z Fighters fighting against the Saiyans, and now going up against the Ginyus next. If you want to see what happens next, make sure to like this video and subscribe, as if we can hit that 300 likes on this video, then I'll make sure to continue with a part 4. Thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again. See you later!